Hello, everybody, and welcome to my first blog on Anime Casuals. You see behind me, we have a nice 90s themed background, which I might be changing up every vlog. So, today we're going to start up in a very similar vein to Johnny and Lucky. How did I get started in anime? Well, I'll tell you the number one person who got me started in anime was my brother. Now, I am not sure because I'm having trouble remembering, and I didn't talk to him before I started doing this vlog, I'm pretty sure he got started in anime because he was in some kind of media or anime club in high school. And in the club, they started watching different, media sources, movies. He loves movies, different types of TV shows, and anime happened to be on the list. There was a lot of anime movies out in the 90s, and a lot of different TV or anime series that was out as well. So let's start with looking over at my notes. Some series that he got started on, which I was watching, on the sidelines because he would be watching them in our little TV room, and I'd just be there and be like, "Brother, let me see what you're watching." And he would watch things like Bubblegum Crisis, which for the life of me, can't remember what it's about. Same with like Gunsmith Cats and Slayers. I absolutely cannot really remember what they're about anymore because it's been a long time and I haven't taken the time to rewatch them. But some that have stuck with me are things like Cowboy Bebop, which is really awesome. It's kind of like a Western sci-fi series where everybody's still using guns but flying around in spaceships, and you're just kind of centering about like 2 or 3 main characters who are just trying to survive. Evangelion, which is a crazy mech anime, and then you have one that really stuck with me, which I've rewatched a bunch of times, is Trigun. Trigun is another, like, it's not even post-apocalypse because it's not on Earth, but it's like a human race. Their main planet was being overpopulated or was coming to an end, and they basically put a bunch of people on ships, put them in a stasis, and then shot them across the universe. And Trigun takes the story of one of these pods that landed on basically a planet that was mostly all desert, and how these people survived. And it stars our main character, Vash the Stampede, which you've probably heard me talk about in our Styles episode. And a lot of these anime really stuck with me, but because I was like 8, I didn't quite understand them or was able to process them because they were set for older people. I mean, they were probably set for 12 to 18-year-olds and above, and I just was like, I like watching this, but I'm not really understanding the story. So after kind of side watching those, I started going for anime that was kind of easier to access, but again, not quite understanding them. They were just on, shows like Cartoon Network or Toonami. I would kind of experience these shows just by turning them on, and I wouldn't not watch any of these in order. I would just be like, what's on? Okay, cool. We'll start watching from this anime arc. And those things were Mobile Suit Gundam Wing, which was my first introduction into mech anime besides Evangelion. I would watch the kind of harem anime of Tenchi Muyo. And then I got into some that I really loved, and I eventually went back and started from the beginning and watched all the way through and read these all the way through, which was Yu Yu Hakusho, which was kind of starting that kind of like, I feel like where Naruto, Bleach, and One Piece kind of got, started with that main character being really important. It was like partially yelling to like get power-ups and start this very crazy style of background aesthetics and kind of a story that really was fleshed out. We had Rurouni Kenshin, which was all about a samurai who was trying not to kill, and then we had Dragon Ball Z. And those 3 really pushed me into watching anime because I got really hooked on the story. They were a little bit easier to consume. and to kind of understand what was going on, because most of the stories were pretty straightforward. Yu Yu Hakusho, boy saves a kid from getting hit by a car. Didn't actually need to, but that kind of saved him from going to hell. And the spirit guardians were like, hey, let's give you another shot. And then he became a spirit detective. Rurouni Kenshin was pretty simple. Samurai not wanting to kill anybody, and how to avoid that while going through the anime. And Dragon Ball Z is very easy. And eventually that roped me back into watching very kid-friendly anime, which then I switched back from Toonami and watched WB Kids on Saturday mornings, and I watched things like Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! And Card Captors, which was now renamed as Card Captor Sakura, and then keep watching Dragon Ball Z. And those were amazing. I still love Yu-Gi-Oh! To this day, love the card game. I'm really into games. Pokemon got me into video gaming, basically, because I fell in love with, Pokemon Red and Blue and just playing through all of them, trying to catch all the Pokemon. And Yu-Gi-Oh! Was like tickling that little game sense, because I, from then, started to love board games. And they really, really threw me into anime pretty hard, because they were every week. They had a lot of episodes. The storytelling was easy for a kid to consume. And then they touched on things that, more adult themes that, like the Charmander who was almost left in the rain to die, and, Ash rescuing him. I was like, oh, this is pretty intense. How to treat others, a lot of basic building blocks for kids. And I really got into these childlike anime, and they were really, really good. And Yu-Gi-Oh! Started a bit dark, but, got really into its kind of game sense pretty easily. And then those all kind of led me back down the path of watching anime for teens and older folks. And really, really, I've loved it ever since, and it's been amazing. I wanted to end this video with a older anime recommendation in case you haven't watched them. You should definitely go out and check these, because they're all very good, some shorter than the others. So numero uno, start with Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Is really, really good. If you haven't watched it, it's definitely one of the top anime you'll ever watch. One on the side that you might have not even heard about was Dead Man Wonderland. It's a shorter one, but it's got really good animation and very interesting storytelling, and the fights are really, really good. And then two from the 90s era, go watch Cowboy Bebop and Trigun. Both of those are stellar. They definitely aged, because the animations hasn't kept up, because it's all hand-drawn, and hand-drawn anime, you can only get so much out of the quality, because the drawn aspect was lifted and then animated and then put through the process of being put on television. And so therefore you can only go so far, while some other animes can keep up because it's either digitally rendered or the drawing style was very, very high quality from the beginning. So go check those out. I would definitely recommend Cowboy Bebop and Trigun if you want kind of a let back in time day and go watching stuff that you might not have grown up with, but definitely add it to your repertoire. Anyways, thank you for watching my first vlog. Hope it rolled over nicely, and go check out Johnny and Lucky's vlogs, because we're gonna be starting to do this every week. And next week my plan is to do anime that is either based on video games or about video games. So it's not necessarily going to be all the isekais that are, I was thrown in a video game and I can't get out. But I'm definitely going to be touching on anime that has to do with video games and gaming in general. And as always, everybody, as we say in most of our videos, stay casual.
Hey guys, Lucky here. Thanks for watching Michael's vlog. And remember that we will be doing these vlogs every single week, so you can be looking forward to 3 vlogs a week, as well as on Sunday our collaboration videos where we all show up, and as well as the little things in between, and we have still yet to announce. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and remember, keep it casual.